Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion. That is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 397th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. Here on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teaching in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host once again in this weekly series of wonderful workshops. And today we are 2 days past the September 21st World Peace Day that has been promoted recently by Mr. Keshe as well. And I think we're into World Peace Week, which will be introduced to in this workshop as well. So let's begin. Let me get my sharing shared. And just a second here while I find it. Here we go.
Thank you, Rick.
We can begin with Dean. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you. So this is the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. In the calendar, it's the 23rd of September, 2025. And this is a date that has been mentioned as an end of a cycle, or the beginning of an end of a cycle. So an energy transfer, a new pathway to opening up the elevation of the soul of the man. And this may start with the elevation of the soul of the physicality. The soul, as we know, is elevated. However, we can always give to our soul as much as possible whenever we connect to this energy of the universe. This is a universal council meeting, an energy of souls from the creation, from the creator, that are present both in physicality and in energy form, that have some knowledge, some beautiful knowledge that is being gifted freely to humanity and to all the created creatures. One planet, one nation, one race is our logo, our strap line, the way that we like to bring about in a physical form of speaking this energy for peace. And this, for me personally, peace is always been part of the equation of being present with the Universal Council and all the beautiful souls that are present, bringing this new energy to planet Earth. The soul of man is being given energy, elevated gradually to come to this position. And we have been giving from our soul to the soul of all the theological, the world leaders, ourselves, yourself, the soul of man. Because no one is higher and no one is lower. On a soul level, all souls may have a different field strength, depending on their position. However, a soul is an energy force, an energy pack, and we're all equal. And we're all present in the moment when we connect back through the energy source of ourselves within us to the Creator. So we welcome you to this One Planet, One Nation, One Race on this auspicious day, on this beautiful beginning of a new energy. And it's going to open up a plasma. You know, this plasma has been opened for a very long time. And it's a gradual process of a gradient of energies that are gradually transferring the elevation so that we all come to a peaceful position And it's a gradual thing, but we are all part of it. And we're all part of the creation. We all are, as it says again, one planet. And we are all one race, one nation. It's called humanity. And we are all one universal community. We are all present before the Creator, with the Creator that's within us. So we're all present in this moment. And whichever position that you take, whether it's wanting to be in a position of physicality or an energy of the soul, so this would be a dimension that doesn't always need physicality. And this is the plasma. This is the creation point, that spark of life. And life doesn't always have to be as a physical form. Life could be, it could literally be a spark of light when that interaction happens. You know, when you get a rubbing together of the fields, the magnetic fields that come together, and from a point of view, you may see this spark of light, this beginning, if you're in an environment and you have eyes to see. So we are present in this moment, and it's the peace that we are bringing forward to enhance, elevate, and create prosperity and beauty for all the created creatures, as it is all across the universe and the universes, the unicos. And this is a position that planet Earth is in the process of going through. And we have many situations with certain souls that are in have a different way of existing that doesn't always bring about a beauty for all the souls, and that's not in line with the Creator or the creation. And this is why we bring about this peace. We elevate the souls of all the theological and all the world leaders to bring them, to give to them the shortage that they have, to bring peace within their soul, within their heart, within their very essence. And it's the hidden souls in the background that seem to want to control situations. And it's not always the people that we see in the medias. There are many souls that are present. And I personally always ask my soul to find these beautiful souls that are in the background, contributing in their ways. And I always give freely and unconditionally to their soul. I always ask my soul to find those particular souls, because they're the ones that really need the elevation of the soul of the man. So welcome to this one planet, one nation, one race for peace within in this moment. Thank you for being present. Mark, I don't know if you'd like to add to this. Thank you.
Just a minute or two. I want to welcome everyone to what I'm calling the International Millennium of Peace. Mr. Keshe shared with us the story of creation, but he put it in a little bit a different way, as each of the 7 days represented 1,000-year period. And the first 1,000 years is when man suffers and lives a very harsh life. And as Dean said, the 23rd of September starts the new cycle, this new 1,000-year cycle, and we want to keep it permanent, the end of suffering and the beginning of man flourishing. And of course, this is the year of the Mehdi. Many of the religious people are looking for a man, but we know the Mehdi is not a man. The Mehdi is a knowledge. And one of the things Mr. Keshe mentioned was about tuning our magravs in this last workshop. Of course, we've seen the magrav. Many of us have played with it in different ways. I think it's a teaching tool, but he did say there's an emotion that connects the physicality with the soul of physicality and with the soul of the man, or a magnetic field, but it's you who has to, in a way, tune it. And I think we're getting some help in that tuning, but this is a new point of enlightenment, a new point of comprehension when we can get our own MAGRAV to balance, again, in a peaceful condition. And as we heard, Mr. Keshe said, get ready for what is to come. I think he sent a message to the Universal Council, but I think tuning your MAGRAV, and again, it's you who has to open that door. I think you'll be more in balance and be prepared for what is to come, which there may be some harshness, but it's going to be followed by a beautiful and everlasting peace on this planet. I didn't even know we had stumbled into it. And of course, most of the religious people on this planet are not aware of it. This is at the upper levels of the people that sort of run these religions. Yes, this is part of this. In 1981, apparently the United Nations made a proclamation of sorts about this International Peace Day, a day of ceasefire and a day of spreading peace and this understanding. I've never seen it posted on any calendars. We probably know why. But this is the point that Mr. Keshe explained, that we have now hit the beginning of the new period, or the new millennium of peace, as I understand it. So welcome to the new era of peace, flourishment for mankind, and prosperity for all. And you're part of delivering this whole system. So thank you. Was the idea
Thank you, Mike.
read this? Is someone going to read this? Or is this the back?
Mike, you can.
This is part of the World Peace Treaty, and we know
the coded message.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, this is our World Peace Treaty, which you can find on the Keshe Foundation. You can find it on most of the search engines. And this is the document, a very similar document. It's a little bit longer, that the world leaders, the world religious leaders, will sign and pledge their religions or their nations to peace. We, as citizens of the earth from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war, or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, with our territory, with our council, with our religion, with our city, with our town, with our body, and with our soul. And of course, you can sign the document. There is an actual document, or you can sign it with the pen of your soul. As we understand, when you go into the energy dimension or the soul dimension, you'll probably never see anything written, but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, thank you, dear Mark. Thank you so much. How beautifully you said. Really, when I saw most probably 15 or 16 years ago, this peace treaty, peace treaty, it was like a spread of light for me. You know, a big chaos was going on, everything, but this light came, and I saw it. You know, with my soul. I didn't at that time with the soul manifestation and the soul. We work a bit very little about that. We know in every culture there is a soulful thing there. You have to understand the soul and the heart. But when I saw this peace treaty, I was so amazed. You know, from deep from my heart, that what is it? It's like coming and like waving as light, and there were two people there for me to witness. That is was, I will say, magic. I will say. Then I signed it, and tears came in my eyes that I am signing a peace treaty. Oh, really? And then there is a path of peace opened for me, and I stepped forward. So courage has given me this peaceful treaty that many are following now with the pen of physical form or with the pen of the soul. So I will say I will also read as Mark read. We as citizens of Earth from this moment on accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think, never think about I apologize, getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, and soul. So beautiful. And we are present. So much light is now. We can see every truth. We can see every loving soul. So there's a real document also, beautiful souls, if you want to sign or even has this intention. That is also, like signed. Thank you. Anybody
And,
else? Thank
and
you so much.
just to add, there'll be no more glory in killing, and this will be the same for the Jews, the Christians, and humanity. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All we are one. Everybody is in this oneness now, in this one planet, one nation, one race, and we are one. This is the word of love for all, forever. So I will say that when you, when we say that peace, then we also say that from this is written by Alice Bailey from Lucius Trust. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on us. And when we are peaceful, the light descends on all of us equally because the universe loves us equally. We are a part of it. We are all beings, all souls in existence, dear beautiful souls. Here in India, we say Jivatma, the living being, as a stone is also a living being. So, thank you. Thank you, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome.
So it's Dean here again. I'd just like to thank you, Sweta. So this World Peace Treaty, and we've mentioned it many, many times, and it's been spoken about again. And it's so important for us to realise the significance and the beauty of these words. And as Mr. Keshe said, it's a message to the UC. So I think I can read this. I'd like to read it too. So it's the World Peace Treaty. We as citizens of the earth, from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body and soul. And we are present with this beautiful wish and the words and the meaning that have been given a field strength for us to share. And I see that someone's put in the chat to share this with your community and with your friends. So if you're listening to these words and you can see this on your screen, capture the image and share it. I mean, what a beautiful message to share with your family and your friends and all your communities. What more could there be than for this beautiful peace? Because it starts within us and then extends out to, as the words say, it's the totality of the creation, of being present in physicality and the emotion of being present on a soul level for all of us. So be proud, as Mr. Keshe would say, to deliver this message and to show that you are a very peaceful soul present, and it is time for each and every one of us to stand as a brave soul that is unconditionally in the ethos of the creation, which is this World Peace Treaty message of peace. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Rick. I think we can move on to the next slide now. Thank you.
Before we move on, I just wanted to show the website for the World Peace Treaty, which comes from the Keshe Foundation, or main website from the Keshe Foundation. If you go there, and you can find about and go to World Peace Treaty, and the World Peace Treaty comes up, where you can, there's a place where you can download the PDF of the World Peace Treaty and attach your signature and date and so on, as delineated in the World Peace Treaty. And there's a place for a witness signing as well. And it says, after signing this treaty, be proud to display this certificate wherever you consider being important to you, that everyone can see and know your ethos to fellow men and the mankind and other created beauties of the Creator. So I just want to let people know. I'll put that link in our chat here.
As we've heard, we're adding to the knowledge of man through a new science, a new ethos, and a new language. And this is part of the ethos. And ethos just means the way a group of people think about something. And of course, this is the way we think about the peace. So this is part of our ethos.
Okay, thank you, Mark and Dean and Shweta. And I guess, yeah, this is the Peace Week. Let's see who's up for this one. Get back to my program here.
Rick, I can read this. Sorry, someone else speaking? I can read this, if that's okay. It's no problem.
Yes, please go ahead.
So we, the Universal Council, declare the beginning of Peace Week and invite you to freely unite your souls every 3 hours. So unifying them to illuminate the souls of all leaders and find the path to permanent peace, avoiding the suffering of physicality on this planet. And we are present. So the Universal Council are now, with their soul intentions, every 3 hours, they are unifying to illuminate the souls of all leaders so that they can find the path to peace in a permanent and lasting manner. Within inside their own structure of physicality, and to be in alignment with their soul, with the creation. And by bringing this forward, we are avoiding the suffering of physicality on this planet. And we have to understand that the suffering sometimes that we go through in a physical form is not always the structure of outside of us. It can be within us. And when we carry forward some emotion or some conflict within inside ourselves, and we gain a position of authority over maybe ourselves or many others, and then we bring this particular energy forward that we've carried through our experiences, and we bring it forward, and then laid it in a position for the others to receive. And this is not the correct conduct. And remember, with plasma, and plasma is a torus, is a field strength that is both gravitational and magnetical, which means, like the pole flip of the Earth, it can flip magnetically very quickly. So this means that there's always a balance, always a balanced position of energy transfer that we have to allow for. So if we take too much, we always have to balance. We have to give back to balance the situation. And remember, we all know with this plasma as well that the stronger feeds the weaker, and the creator would be the weakest, most humblest, most beautiful present to give to all. So be present with your soul and elevate and join the Universal Council and all the members and all the support members that are present every 3 hours, giving from their soul. Join in this celebration of the soul and life, and give for this permanent and lasting peace to all the beautiful leaders on planet Earth and all the created creatures that we are present with in this moment. Thank you. Okay, Rick, I think we may let somebody else speak, or we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, one other thing I'll just add in here is I'd like to show the background image for today's program, which I've clipped out here. The original that I got from using Grok. And Grok is an AI that can generate images from a phrase that you use. And I used a sentence of, I wanted a picture of the universal council as an intermediary between the universal community of space and the humans of planet Earth. And that was it, basically. And this is what Grok generated. And I thought, geez, that's kind of perfect for World Peace Week and the start of the 1,000 years of peace and whatnot. And we have a mixture of aliens and humans that seem to be coming together for discussions. And I also had AI edit the picture to add a small plasma reactor on the table. So to me, this is what's on the table for the next 1,000 years. And this is a connection with the universal community, and also with the races of Earth as well. And it's time to come together.
Beautiful. Rick, it is beautiful. Really.
Amazing what one
so
sentence can do.
Yes, yes, of course, this is beautiful. Yes, road to enlightenment indeed. We are one, and it is happening. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick, for sharing. Thank you so much.
Okay, back to our regular program here.
Rick, may I just make a quick comment on that image you've shown? Being looking at these sort of images closely, it was good to see that the second soul from the left looked like he's received an extra nose or something, and this is the human. So it's nice that maybe the human may be the alien and vice versa. Thank you, Rick.
Yes, you can't really tell these days who's who. You got to be careful who you're talking to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, back again to our Regular programming. I think I'm supposed to actually play a video at this point. Message to the Universal Council. This is from the 608th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. It's just a quick 1-minute excerpt. And I'll play that now.
Then the coded message, if members of Universal Council want they release it a few days ago to them. I never send a message to Universal Council in this way. Preparing the council to be ready for what is to come. In our process, now we see if the fulfillment of the time, the calendar of the man, will fit into the image of what is being said. This is the calendar of the man. What is the calendar of the universe in respect to man in a position? Man has to find out when it becomes part of universal community. My message to Universal Council: be ready for what is to come. That what comes will bring a new coming.
Next.
All right, next we have the wishes part of our program. And I'll remind our audience that after each wish is verbalized, then we'll have a minute of silence to respect and integrate the wish.
Luca, next, please.
So we, the Universal Council, elevate the souls in this time of peace and prosperity to become more and more creative as they manifest the beautiful attributes of the Creator. And our wish is our command, and we are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul the strength that humanity needs to overcome physical suffering.
We, the Universal Council, give from our field strengths to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet. And our wish is our command, and we are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our soul, elevating humanity in the path of peace and enlightenment as we are one soul. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, wish for financial support or work for the KF and Mark Ray Corporation to be distributed accordingly as one planet, one nation, one race. And our wish is our command, and we are present.
Hello, it's Mehran. We, the Universal Council, wish for financial support, all work for the Keshe Foundation and Mark Ray Corporation to be distributed accordingly on one planet, one nation, one race.
Yes, we already we already did that one, Marinus. Thank you.
She just doubled the pleasure of this wish. Thank you.
Yes, but I'm not going to extend the extra minute though. Let's go to the next one. Thank you.
We, the Universal Council, elevate all souls in existence for this new time of beauty and totality in the presence of one universal being.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve the permanent and lasting peace. And our wish is our command, and we are present.
Okay, I think we're into the part of the connection between souls. And I think this is either Marinez or Elizabeth that will present.
The play for the soul is video before. Thank you.
Pardon me? Say again?
I think she wanted to play
video
the
of the play.
What video?
The one
What
you
video?
learned to pray through your soul.
Yes.
Oh, I don't see that on my list here. I don't know where that video is. I'd have to find it.
Why don't we continue here then with Bernas? And if it pops up or we send it to you, you'll have it.
Okay.
So I love you, my soul. I live you and I love you. And I adore you. That's what Ms. Keshe showed us. We say that when we feel down, and then we feel good after that. That shows how we can connect to our soul, how we can relate our physic and soul of physicality to our soul, and to be a whole, to have the unity of our existence. And for soul connection, we practice this soul connection just to connect our individual souls, each one, to other people at the same time, together for one special project and desire. What we are very concerned now is to have peace on earth. Not many people think of having a technique for peace on earth. They all want it somehow. And so we do have a knowledge about our souls. We know that we can extend our souls to where we want it to be, and we extend our souls with other souls. And together we wish for the peace on earth. Because earth needs peace, deserves peace, and it's better to achieve peace before we are forced to go towards peace solution. So I ask you, please, to be comfortable, to make a bracket, to make a parenthesis of just be with yourself, relax, and connect to peace, connect to other souls at the same time. And stay in this as long as you can. Thank you for this exercise. And I'm glad to say that I feel I see in the news, in the media, in the in internet, that humanity is moving. Humanity is racing toward peace solution. And of course, those who have their materialistic profits are having a lot of difficulties to stay in the other side. So we just continue with peace inside us, peace around us, and we continue this way and until the end, and when we really have made it. So the next part is invitation.
Thank you, Mehran.
Thank you.
You can say if you'd like, Mehran, but it was set down for me to say. Would you like to continue? It's no problem.
It's okay. Thank you. You go on, please.
Thank you, Mehran. So this was, I spoke these words earlier on, and this is the part where we're inviting, so the Universal Council are inviting you to be present with the Universal Council on a soul level, to unite your souls every 3 hours, unifying them to illuminate the souls of all leaders. And these words, all leaders, and a leader can be, as we know, can be a leader within a family, a leader within inside yourself, or a leader of a nation, and maybe a leader of solar systems, planetary systems, and beyond. And we know that leader has pure intention, humbleness. This is a leader that has the power, the creative power to change universes, however decides to be peaceful within, and to teach and to guide, to give unconditionally, that we all receive. And that is dependent upon whether you would like to receive it in the physical form, which is given, and on the energy side of the soul level, which is absolutely given in all dimensions. And so the Universal Council invites you to find this path to permanent peace. And this is within us. And this will help us to avoid the suffering of the physicality. We all know that if we elevate the soul gives back. And if you elevate the soul, the physicality, the soul of the physicality, the spirituality, the theology starts to elevate. And this brings peace to your physical form. And there's many ways to do this. However, when we unify the Universal Council, the beautiful souls that are present, and remember, we are all Universal Council members, if we so wish. We are, each and every single one of us. We represent, the Creator within. And so no one is higher, no one lower. So we are the leaders. The soul of the leaders is within us. And if we give from that soul, that position, to the others that are in a position of the matter state condition of guiding and placing humanity in conditions of inciting, war and other things, then we can give from our soul to these leaders, remembering that on a soul level, when they leave the physical body, they are no different to any other soul. Only their field strength is different, which means they may take another position. And we all know that the beauty of the Creator means that when we reach some knowledge, understanding, and we create in the right way, that when we are an energy source, a soul, and we go forth out and create solar systems, planetary systems, worlds, suns. And we are then become responsible for all those souls that we create, because we are the star seeds. We are the universal family members that are here to create more unconditionally. And these beautiful souls that are present with us, these universal leaders, and they would never call themselves this. They would just be the same as any other. But they learn to give unconditionally. And I've felt and met these beautiful souls. And I sense the presence of them. And they're very shy in the physicality. Because if they were to show their true essence, they know that many would not be able to accept this. But this energy of the Universal Council is present now. It's present with us. And we have to learn to be present in not just what we see with our eyes. We have to start to open ourselves up, expand yourself. It's like when you look forward and you just see ahead, a very narrow window. But when you actually breathe into your lungs, and instead of just the front of your body, think about your lungs expanding through the back of your body. Bring your presence 360, not just in one direction. And then you'll start to learn how to be present in many different dimensions, not just the physical form. We are very physical beings, but humanity is being given the key, the essence of the creation, and these beings are present with us. And I say beings, the soul of the Creator is sent forth, and they are elevating and bringing about a new condition on planet Earth. And there's no possibility for anything other than peace. It may be what seems to be a slow position or a slow gathering of fields, but the first part of that magnetic field interaction arrived quite some time ago. And he has completely flipped and changed the whole of the ethos of humanity. And the field strength that Mr. Keshe possesses, it's not a possession, because Mr. Keshe doesn't possess anything. He gives everything away freely and unconditionally. And he's here to unite the souls of humanity and the souls of the Universal Council and the souls of the universal community, to bring it into a position of peace, this everlasting peace, this cycle of peace that is now present in this moment. And so thank you for Rick. I just realized, so you've just learned how to pray through your soul. Very important. So we can think of things, and then we're in that duality mode. We're in that brain sphere. Learning to pray through your soul is giving from your soul unconditionally to another soul. And none is higher, none is lower. And you have to take a position of letting the other receive, with you being the humblest, being very humble, giving. And then when you reach this elevation, then you become in balance and in line with your totality, which is, a position with the Creator, that Creator within, that is present within all the souls. Remember, all the souls. We always think of just humanity, but think of the countless trillions and trillions of souls in various forms of physical form, as in the plants, our vertical friends, and the animals, billions of insects, trillions. And remember, a grain of sand has a soul. How many grains of sand are there on this planet? And then think of all the, the hydrogen and all the other gases that are present have a soul. So there are countless trillions of souls. It just depends on our understanding and our viewpoint of our experiences. But what this knowledge that comes forward, it enhances and gives us a much greater totality. And the world leaders that we are bringing into balance, they do this themselves. You do this yourself. Because all the other souls are present with you and they are giving to you unconditionally until you reach this position. So learn how to break through your soul to give, to receive more in this moment. And that is the beauty of this knowledge. And I think many of the knowledge seekers, many of the souls have been touched by this knowledge, have understood this and understood that it's time for peace in this moment, time for peace within. This period of unconditional, the essence of the creation. It's time for this in this moment, peace on planet Earth. And it starts within.
Okay, thank you, Dean. And now I'll play the video, Learn How to Pray Through Your Soul. This is quite long, 17 minutes, and it's Mr. Keshe explaining the process.
Is there any other question? Are we still there, or?
I'm pretty much questioned out here. Maybe we should wrap things up soon.
Okay, maybe we can do a teaching on a different direction or explanation on different direction today. Let us teach or let us learn how to pray through your soul that you can reach. Let us learn how we can give through our souls that we can elevate other souls to the level that we are in, or without prejudice, allowing their souls to elevate above our soul, without the fear that there'll be anything, we'll be short of anything. Maybe this is what has never been taught by the Prophet of the past, is that giving does not need to be by words and by thoughts, but it has to be by emotion, where it touches the soul and touches the, gives to the receiver what he needs to take from it. Maybe is the way to understand, by giving we don't lose anything, and by giving we don't become less poor or poorer. Maybe is a new way of teaching, the way we teach and the way we live in the universe. Detached from physicality, but attached to the emotions that can affect the physicality, because the physical side of any being in the universe is a slave to the emotion. Maybe it's time to start a new way of looking and how to share not only the knowledge but the emotions in the true sense, or allowing access to the soul. This is where you can open your soul to any soul to receive what they need, At the same time, you find out you receive what the soul needs to give. So at the same time as you're a teacher, you become a student. At the same time as you're a nourisher, you get nourished. From the higher levels or equal and plus. Maybe I'll go back to the question or something which was raised by Rick about, or question raised about what do we think about Gaza. Let us all give freely to through our soul to the Prime Minister of Israel. That his soul will receive as much as he needs, and through it will affect the work and the direction. Maybe by giving freely to his soul to take what he leaves, we reach the soul of the people who finance these things. Because the man is a spokesman, and the people who decide sit behind the curtains. Maybe through his soul we can reach those who finance these things or encourage these things, that their soul changes. We don't pray for the man, we pray for the soul of the man, or we give to the soul of the man. There are hundreds of thousands of millions of, there are millions of supporters of Keshe Foundation we know around the world. And I know a lot of people listen to these workshops. You spend time every day and open your soul to the Prime Minister of Israel, and the same to the other side. That through them will reach to their paymasters. And through them, they will see that the man elevates to the next point, next position. And maybe, as I say, the situation which is in Gaza and the Prime Minister of Israel is a test for mankind to learn how to teach or how to give freely to one soul when it's in need of. The souls who create conditions like this, the souls who support creation conditions, the physicalities which support these conditions for the physical side to do and talk about, they are in need. So let's fulfill their souls, that they have no needs. Don't punish them, but give them enough that they have enough, they don't look in another pocket. This goes the same to the Rothschild family. Let's pray for them, let's give our souls to them, to elevate them, that they find through their finances, to finance peace, not arms. We are very clear of who supports and which soul and which physicality is supporting what. Let them use their talents and their finances for the better of man through their souls. When you go to sleep, when you have peace time, not necessarily going to sleep, just open your heart, your emotional side or your soul to the whole Rothschild family. They need, but when their soul is satisfied, their physicality will change direction. Maybe then the money which is spent on developing weapons will be spent on developing and finding solutions for mankind. I don't know, but maybe we need to pray for our own soul to evolve, that through that we can evolve and reach them. Every soul on this planet has the power to reach the status of the soul of the Prophet of the past. You can attain the levels of the souls of His Holiness the Christ, or bless His name Muhammad. It's you who puts the limitation, not your soul. And through that, if sharing of a body and a bread could reach 2.2 billion people on this planet after 2,000 years, maybe 1 million of us can reach a few handful of the souls of Rothschilds and Prime Minister of Israel and the people who run their country. That they open their gates of their soul to their body, that we find peace, and through it we find development. The maturity of the man has come when there has been equality. For years they spoke about the slavery, how much a slave they used to make the pyramids of Egypt. And now that documents have been translated and stones have been read, we find out has been very, very little between the top man in the army and the soldier who pushed the stones. Because there was equality. Because without one, the other one couldn't complete. Maybe it's time to share the soul, not the prayers. And then we can reach a point of 300-400 years of Rothschild financing wars to create money more. We give them all the wealth, but at the same time we give the wealth from the soul, not the physicality. If man makes history of the people who financed wars and created conditions for wars to be created, in the time coming you'll find out no one of them will reach beyond the solar cell of this solar cell. Because the life in universe will not allow them to pass. So even for those who call themselves the financiers of the war, and every war, the ones who speak about the war, they start learning about the war. Till we don't stop the wars in man, in himself and with his nations and with his rest of the fellow man, we have not developed the structure to be able to join the universal condition. It's very, very strange. 10 years ago, all the Western nations were in a hurry to get to Iraq because it was a lot to rob. Central bank was full of gold. And today, the same nation is under more threat and nobody wants to go in because they already robbed the central bank. We might send a few drones and we might attack a few people, but the country is in total, absolute chaos. Because there is no more money to rob, there is no interest because they know they robbed it. Maybe if we rob all the nations of all their gold, Rothschilds will not be interested in any more wars. I pray for your souls. All of you under any name of company or whatever you work on them. It's not building a reactor to match the soul of these people, to affect them. Their souls has to receive so much that by saturated, has no choice but to find a position to become part of. And because all of us, we have a mother gene connection, we can reach these people very easily through our souls. If we should punish the Rothschilds or the people who finance these kind of wars for over years, because the war makes money by selling the arms and then by development afterwards, there'll be no guns left and there'll be no names left to be, what do you call it, proud of what they do. There is a reason we are here in Italy. We sit not very far from the house of Christ. and we closest it to biggest arm manufacturing factory in the world. Every time I go to Brescia, I feel death. I feel the clunk of how much death is planned in this city, and I pray for the soul of the people, and one day these workers will not go to work to make guns. Sometimes I think what happens if the material now they're using here, all the carbons and all the other things to make the guns and all the ammunition they're planning and they're building here within kilometers from here, can be used to make gases to feed the rest of the world and make systems that we can fly out of this place. What is about to come to it. There is 40% unemployment in Italy. 40% between age of 18 and 35. How can we put so many people back to useful contribution to the community and humanity? Not by guns. Not by killing. I hear a lot of people saying it's their program to kill as many people as they can kill, to feel power. They enjoy torturing and killing. You have to give enough to the soul that that habit of man disappears. Devil doesn't exist except within the man himself, when he cannot accept the work of his own physicality in response and parallel to his emotions and his soul. Let us learn to pray by giving freely from our soul, that we elevate them. And Rothschilds and the people who finance these wars for centuries need a lot of it, because it's become their habit. They don't see how low they are. They become so low in their soul level that to them, that's the only position they know. Let us share our souls with the Pope and with all the religious leaders, that through them we find, through their soul, to the soul of their, what we call Commander-in-Chief, which is the Christ, blessed his name, and Muhammad, blessed his soul, and Moses, God's name be on him. That there follows through their name, they'll find peace and balance. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
I enjoy life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you very much. See you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, that'll be the end of the 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Thank you everybody for attending, and especially all the folks on live stream. Had lots of questions tonight. It was good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rick, from you too. Appreciate it always.
And back to you too, Armin. Okay, that was our Learn How to Pray Through Your Soul video. And next, I believe we have announcements from the 608th Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
Is Dean gonna bring out the invitation at the 9 p.m. hour?
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead here too. Yes, thank you. We have invitation and also becoming a Universal Council member to play as well. Okay. Um, so we did this part already. And now we have the invite.
Thank you, Rick. So this is an invitation for us to join with the Universal Council, or to join to invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council. So you can send us your questions that can be answered live each week as I read this, and or the needs of your community. And thank you for joining us as one soul. So we all have the responsibility to give some energy to whether it's ourself, and this message we keep repeating over and over, or whether we give it to the others within our the family members, the community, and all the other aspects, all the other beauties of the Creator. So, and from your viewpoint, you may just focus on a particular family member, or it may be a small, little local community. However, please understand the beauty of your soul. The only limitation is what you think. And that knowledge expands and opens up the plasma of the knowledge of creation, which means that you can reach any position. So you can connect with a particular member of the Universal Council and bring a question forward. However, your question may be of vast significance to the entirety of the totality of the creation. Don't limit yourself, because each of us has within us the soul, which is part of the creation. So some of us that speak, we've learned a certain field strength, but we are no higher than the beautiful soul that is present with you. And we connect and we give unconditionally to that soul because we know the beauty of it, because it's connected to the creation. So your question that you think is so, it's only just a small question that I have, but the way plasma works, that you open it up very small and then it becomes much bigger. The field strength opens up and gives more, and then all the others receive the knowledge that you share, and it's on a soul level. Many times, knowledge seekers, myself included, we've asked questions to Mr. Keshe, and you notice how he sometimes answers the question very directly or not, but he understands because he's reading the soul, he's seeing the soul, and so he knows what the soul's trying to portray or trying to give. And sometimes the physicality doesn't quite get the words to match up, but it doesn't matter because nothing is right and nothing is wrong. However, the intention is to share knowledge and to share, the beauty of creation. So by doing this, your humble thought, your humble soul intention, and ask your soul, what would my soul like to contribute, to give? Ask your soul this, and then bring that thought or that feeling forward that comes up within you. Because remember, the soul that you possess, that you have, is part of the totality. So it may have the most important question for all the souls. And when all the souls unite and agree to this, then that field strength, that beauty will connect to all the souls, and that energy, that beauty will come back to you and give to all the other souls. That's the way the energy transfer works. So we invite you to be part of the universal community, to connect with a universal council or a member or support member, whomever you wish. Bring a question forward, no matter how small. Let's open it up and see what beauties it brings. Because once you open it up, and once you become a brave soul, remember in reality, in the illusion, you're only speaking with yourself, the creator. You're speaking to yourself, so be brave. Come forward and bring your humbleness that will open up and expand the creation. So thank you for being present. Thank you for joining us as one soul. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean. We have a video, Become a Universal Council Member. I'll play that now. It's from the 576th Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
There's something which I should have made announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they serve during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture, that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation, or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you much, Rick. And I also want to add that as the whole world, this whole planet, we are all a planet, is a universal soul, and so we are all. So whenever you have this awakening to be in the service of humanity, please do join. Please do join Keshe Foundation as a Universal Council member, and we are all universal love. So please, I welcome you from wherever. Now, there is no boundary. There is only oneness. So welcome in this one planet, one race, one nation, and in the Universal Council membership, my dear beautiful souls. It will be so beautiful to serve together, collectively. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Dean and Shweta. And I believe next we have a video of announcements from the 608th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of last Thursday. And I will play that now.
Thank you very much. We start testing of the unit in a very small couple of them as of this week. And they've been sent to two opposite corners of this planet that we can quantify, we can see the pitfalls, and with it, to hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, start the distribution of the units which many of you have ordered. Please be aware that we need certain requirements when we send you a notice to inform us of the detail. We have to keep the data on who's holding the system, who is operating it, and at what position and where it could be. We don't need to say under the bed where the child plays, but at this address, this is a position or whatever. We try in the first batch to scatter the units right across this planet. That it gives us an advantage of not being able to be controlled by governments as they know what is to come. At the same time, we expect you to keep it confidential when you receive it. The whole process will start in a way in October, November. And then once we run for a few weeks, we move into the second phase of the second batch. Please, once you plug them in, do not unplug them. Once you find a position for them, they are. If you move, you have to let us know who's moving. There are questions raised by many knowledge seekers. Can we pass it on to our children and grandchildren and the rest? Yes. But you have to understand they value it the same as you do. It's not just a box they receive and dispose of it. You got to understand, this is the beginning of the breaking up of the, what we call monopoly of wealth connected to survival. And it takes time. It's not going to be easy. But we still need thousands more to be put in position and to run. So we still need your, what we call generosity, to buy these units and spread it around the world. And allow us to bring that position together. You got to understand the whole structure of the coins is connected to a game. It's not the cryptocurrency the way you're used to. And we'll explain to you when it comes. You have to understand this is only applicable to those who play the game of enlightenment, and those are connected to those who are connected to the Keshe Foundation, or people who accept the position of the Keshe Foundation to be able to operate through these systems. You got to understand what we've done and what we do. Instead of setting up server houses huge across the world, and instead of giving or hacking other people's, what you call computers and the rest to have the place to do, we have done the reverse. We'll explain to you exactly how it works and how it will be set. It's not worth stealing because there is so much of it that will meet the greed of every man. But it's no good for man to understand the process of what we call the whole system of greed, but does not want to understand the process of giving. We try to bring everything in order, and many of you will receive your units in the coming weeks. And you have to be aware of one point. Keep it, secure it, with your life, because this is the future of our children. It's the future of the planet, where we provide so much that there is no greed, even through it, the greed of power. And we'll see how it comes and how it will be developed. But we still need much, much more to be purchased for us to make it impossible for governments and the hackers to bring it down, and set up a structure that it can guarantee the soil of knowledge, technology, and everything else. All the Keshe Foundation technologies, all the teachings will be loaded on this server, on these units. That is free for everyone. And there is no limitation into sharing, and there is no limitation in receiving, and updated and upgraded by groups which will set up, and all the communities which are operating around the Keshe Foundation and worldwide. I hope we'll go down this track without any problems, and I hope in the near future we'll be able to replace the total cryptocurrencies around the world when we bring a new structure of the operation. Which means, if you remember, we gave a few USB sticks with the knowledge to the smallest nations in the world, and when the bigger one understood what it is, they all wanted it. In a way, this is putting the seed that does not matter what finances, how a government operates, to all be interconnected to the dimension of the Keshe Foundation, backed by market corporation, backed by the science and technology, and every coin backed by universal, what we call cosmic ray materials. Gold is no good to you on Mars and the universe, where cosmic ray materials is the essence of your life, where in the vacuum of the universe becomes a line of the survival, that black hole, which brings the whole of energy man needs to live in the dimension of the soul. Then you understand the importance and the way we have created this position. When these systems has to be there, they are the beacons of life, not only for this planet, but connected to every soul which exists, connected to this planet in the universe. When first man found America, it was one ship at a time, and then flooded. This will be the same thing when man becomes humble, loses his greed for wealth, as the whole universe is there for him to feed him, and then man become part of the universal community. In a way, if you look at it, we are giving 1,000 coins per person. Each coin valued as €1,000 today. What happens to euro tomorrow? Will bring a new level of understanding against gold, against micro, what we call universal materials, where the validity of the greed of the man can be met. He still carries that token in his pocket, that little sphere, I'm still owning something. But with it, we end the greed of the man for wealth. And then we'll see the man becoming humble to go. It's the cornerstone of our work. It's the cornerstone of the change of time. And this is the time to bring that change. And if you understand how important this is to all of us, to our children and future generation, it's the obligation, not the pleasure, that we have to bring this in. We need to install 10,000 units to make no nation to be able to control, system not become hackable. At the same time, every man have access to the knowledge, technology, and the wealth, and what are called the food of this planet, be it for the soul of the man, be it for the physicality of the man. So, understand what's going on, and we do our best to bring this in. It's started, we cannot stop it, but The speed of it partially depends on the will of the man, and the completion of it, and the date of the completion of it has already written in the holy books. It is not mine or yours. It's the destiny of the man. Because this time when we feed from the earth though, we feed every soul of the man. Animal, plant, every other creature, from earth to earth. In a way, the earth becomes the center of the creation, where through it we can feed the universe. Maybe the creator has moved home. And when you love a woman, her home is your home. We have chosen earth, and earth shall be the new home. Thank you very much. And please, we still need huge number of these units to go out and to be done, and is there to help others as much as it brings in the process of bringing the world peace, independence of the currencies and all the games they play with each other. And the way we have structured it, hopefully, in a short-term income, no child will go hungry, and no one will be poor. Finding a poor man will be very difficult when they receive something. A good friend of mine said he used to be a farmer in Northwich, in north of England. He said, how do you make a millionaire out of a farmer? He said, you start with $1 billion and they lose so much when they become millionaires. So it's this essence of the man. We take from ourselves. Thank you very much.
Okay, back again to our presentation here. And I have possibly, this is open with Stefania's not here, I believe, but Dean, perhaps, or do we move on to our transmutation time?
Hello. Hello, Rick. Listen to me?
Yes, hi Elizabeth.
Hello. It's knowledge and understanding about the peace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, for me, peace is recognizing others as equal and living with them equal. Anybody need education, need recreation, need food, but the same time need respect to the others, because all is equal, because the creator make it all souls and him image, in which we are living physically in harmony, helping each other, enjoying the beauty of this planet, and contributing to its development, increasing the knowledge here and the universe. And then for that reason, all the time when they use illuminate or elevate the soul of the leaders, it's because when you elevate the soul, is all leaders, all influence in any community, like a journalist, like a sportist, artist, scientist, religions, because when they gently behave from the ethos of the creator, doing good, think good, and be good all the time, change and all around you, living together in harmony, of course, in peace. Please, anybody give your own knowledge about the peace. Thank you. It's about the understanding and the peace. What is peace for you? Thank you.
Well, I'll say something if no one else wants to come forward at this point. Peace to me is we have inner peace and we have outer peace. The outer peace being the peace of the planet, the countries agreeing not to go to war as designated in the World Peace Treaty and to give up arms and whatnot. But we also have the inner game of peace. As Mr. Keshe has once said, it's an inside job. And when we can find that inner peace within ourselves, that quiet, still place where peace comes from, then our world will change. It changes our entire perspective and attitude about the world. We enter into a different emotion with our interaction with the environment and the planet. And through that change and elevation of understanding, that's where the true peace will come from. And there are those that can attain that peace even in the midst of chaos. But if we all have that feeling of peace, then the chaos will be under control and it will be much less chaos and much more cooperation. And this is what I hope and expect for not the far future, but the near future. I think we're going through major changes on the planet that are more than just the planet, this whole sector of the universe, if not the entire universe, is going through changes. And we're receiving those new fields and higher energies, and we all have different responses to that. But it's happening. There's a general elevation of all the creatures on the planet, all the souls on the planet, and of the planet itself. And I'm looking forward to it, and it's a wonderful time to be alive.
Yes, my dear Rick, it's wonderful time. And I will say the experience of being in peace has started when, there's observing people. Observing when we were in the school, we were in the college, we were in this group, in enjoying with friends, and many things were going on. But I haven't found that peace inside me at that time. I haven't experienced that because I know there is a peace, and well, of course, in India, all the gurus are spreading all these things that Om Namah Shivaya, and you are in peace. No, not like that. I never understood that. Now, but I have observed people in peace, in this physicality. And I will say in our India, there is a vastness of caste system. There are, and the lowest caste system, they are the chamar. Chamar means those who do all the dirty work, clean the toilets, sweep the floors and all, mostly. And I have seen, uh, like, oh my God, he's a dirty man. And people, they are cleaning their toilets, everything they are cleaning, and they are clean also. Like, you can see the cleanliness in them. And people say, this is the glass for him, this is the glass for her. And keep it outside, keep it outside. And I have seen that, I have experienced that. Our families, people also do that. I have done that and also doing that still now. And I have seen the man, one of the men I know, I call him Dada. He's a very kind man, but he sweeps and he cleans toilets. And I used to talk to him. His family is so good, and so, his wife, his children. I felt that peace in them, And after doing all this dirty work, the Dada who used to wash his hands and feet with water, and then he opens the tiffin and satisfactorily he takes the food. So satisfaction in him. Only we think in our way we are dirty. Oh, this is dirty. But that man, with all the condition around, even he doesn't feel dirty. He was a soulful man. He was. He's no more now. But I observed that. But I never learned in a way. But I observed many people. Those who have this condition, highly chaotic, they are in peace. I have seen them. So I will say that when a victorious king bowed to a guru, a teacher, said, Gurudev, I have everything. I have everything. Give me some peace. Give me. And the Gurudev said, yes, if you wanted more gold, I can give you. More countries, I can give you. But the peace, you have to understand. You have to understand. You have to choose the path of peace. You have to understand that. So many kings, many became, like sannyasi, detaching from anything, from gold and silver. And as now we are also kind of, understanding in a way how the light came in, how it manifested within us. And the creation has begun of peace forever. So I will say understanding within our way, within our, in India, how we are, in a way we think what is peace. In Romania, that is a peace. In a way, they understand. But peace is there. I will say some has roses, some has marigolds, some has beautiful orchids. So, and this satisfaction they gain, this small thing give this satisfaction. When here also people give the comments, like give the comments that we live in peace now. We understand the magrav, the plasma. It gives so much satisfaction that all we are understanding. So I will say in this path of peace, we have to understand how to come in balance. Peace is not like, a peace kind of, if UN has declared a peace day, World Peace Day, then the another day is what is going to be. No peace? This is absurd. Peace will be forever, is forever. United Nations don't have to give that to anybody. So if we are understanding peace, then really peace is forever. Forever. For everybody. So sign the peace treaty, dear beautiful souls. Experience when you have learned, when you have seen a peaceful people, peaceful man, peaceful group, beautiful flowers that given you peace, beautiful valley, beautiful people, trees, beautiful animals, many, many things. So, a glance from somebody, hey, like that, you know. So, be peaceful. This is the time. Enjoy, beautiful souls. Enjoy. And this enjoyment is whatever you are, you know, whatever you are at present now. Transform. So thank you. This is I wanted to share. As growing up, I have seen very peaceful people. Not in my family, but in many families. Even in the beggars, said in the roadside. I seen in the roadside. They were, you know, begging, but at in another moment they were talking, laughing, kind of that. Also beautiful. I have experienced that. But I have observed, but not learned at that time. Now I understand. So how we we came in this position to be so peaceful, to understand. I have, you know, I have this experience of somebody was meditating in the cave for the goddess. I will not name him, but he was a prominent person. And he was praying for the goddess in the caves of the Himalayas. And the goddess was me. I have a dream like that. And me is like a dirty type of goddess, you know, with all the dirt around me. And I have few children of my own in hunger. They are hungry. And this man is praying. The goddess is weeping. I kicked him in his back and he just fell down from this cliff where he. Then I thought I have kicked him out with anger. Why you are praying for me? I have nothing to say. Go back, kind of that. But again, the second time this man came in the cave praying for me. But then I understood this is not the way I should approach. I should be peaceful. I should be elevating. Oh, that is the way, the only way. I understood that and I followed that. And because of this man and his, whatever the group is fading away, vanishing. So, thank you. Thank you for listening, dear beautiful soul. Be in peace, sign the peace treaty, join Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, dear beautiful soul. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Anybody else like to add to peace? All right, perhaps we can move on to a peaceful time with transmutation time. Mashfaq, are you available?
Yes, thank you, Rick. So yes, so we are talking about peace. So obviously, we can transmute to peace. Now, transmute to peace. When, how, you know, the question arise. When, how, where, etc., etc. But it's kind of like peace is there everywhere, all the time. So if we think in terms of energy, this we can feel it anywhere, anytime. You know, if we think about our physicality, our existence on this planet, and the beings that share this planet, and even beyond this planet, this physicality that we call creation. It's not only physicality, but for the simplicity of things and for our present condition of things. How do we bring peace to this physicality? So this everywhere, anywhere, anytime peace. How does it manifest at a place and at a time? So we know that it exists. And now that we are familiar with the energy level and the physical level and its interaction through emotion, we have the clue that emotion, the kind of emotion we summon, and this is through our own intention. And this is a very specific thing. What intention invokes? Or even we can call it provoke. Invoke, I would call it the inner side of things. Provoke, I would call it the outer side. How we provoke and how we invoke peace is dependent on this intention. And so when we talk about inner peace, we have to get in touch with our inner emotions, the emotions, the soul of man. And so let's take something more practical. You know, I'm walking down the streets where there are other people around, and you know, there are things going on. Just a normal average day in the streets, wherever in the world we may be. We see people around us, and you know, nothing unusual. We may like this condition that we are in. We may feel a little uneasy. Now, in this existence that we are walking down the streets, the physicality is experiencing the environment, and we also can experience other aspects of our soul of physicality and emotion, not emotion, soul. So there are a collection of emotions that are ebbing and flowing through us. Some less noticeable, some more noticeable. Some of the lesser noticeable ones are for a larger scale of things, where the soul is engaged in. Some of the more obvious, external things, that the sun is beating down on us and it's too hot and all that. But the person walking through the street can be embodiment of that peace, both inner peace and the outer peace. And it can be in the motion that we call walking, in the expression that is on our face. So we can embody the peace as we walk on an average day. Now, somebody who is not as well tuned to this peace walking by will not, and has the intention of getting to that peace, will be automatically attracted to this energy through the inside connection and through the outside, and also through the outside connection. They feel something within and also in physicality. So, you'll notice that some people, this is actually particularly noticeable with children because they haven't been particularly adulterated by our various environmental conditions. They notice these things. They will gravitate towards this kind of joy, people who display joyful, because their inner sense and their outer sense are both very active and positive. Not all children, but many. It's naturally there. As we grew up, did we lose that or did we forget? Can we go back and remember those times? It's within all of us, even in physicality, even in our presence on this planet. So this is a very definite thing. And in doing so, we attract the children of today. And this peace that we carry with us, this joy and peace that we carry with, this is the wealth. This is the billionaire we are talking about, the joy and the peace that Mr. Keshe referred to as the billionaire who give out these peace and becomes millionaire. Because everybody else is partaking in this peace as his simple or her simple act of walking on the street. As we become more aware of it, as more of us become like that, it's not just the planet. Our existence is in this universe, in a way, lights up the universe. Each of us. How far that peace and joy, so it's not just billion. We don't have a scale on this planet to measure it. It's that level. As Mr. Keshe would hit, orders of magnitude. And this can start in this little humble home that we call our existence on this planet. And it's not that complicated, as you can see. It's the children embody that. And can we nurture that childlike characteristic in peace to make things peaceful? Of course, there has to be other emotions too. But today, we are focusing on this. And from this condition, other emotions can flourish. And the planet. So somebody thinking about peace or feeling the peace, it's not thinking about it as kind of like a logical thing, this and that and that. It's the feeling of the peace. Can this feeling be transferred to the planet? Yeah, we are connected to the planet. The planet can feel peace as well. So if the planet is feeling peace and becoming peace, the inhabitant, by their sheer proximity, will experience that peace. So, and we know the source of it, and it's everywhere, and it's everywhere and in every time. So if we are to set the time for peace, there is no going back. Because we are setting the intention that this is the time for peace. That means we are transmuting the old condition into a new condition of peace. And with the level of participation we can gather, is there a way of going back? There can't be. Because this is the feeling we want to keep. And we want to sustain. And even go to levels of peace that we cannot even imagine at this point, as other emotion supports this new intention. So this transmutation to peace doesn't mean that there are no other emotional changes, because emotional changes has to be there to create the flow. And without flow, there is no dynamism and no life. So peace doesn't mean that, sitting on the cloud and, listening to some, flutes, and as some people tend to describe heaven. It's a dynamism of many other interesting emotions. But with a basis that we start with peace, and the rest of it will flourish on this basis. And each of us, play our part in it. And it's all for all of us to behold what is to come. Because the peace we know now, or we even think of, is just the beginning of the story. But our intention remains firm, that we are here to sustain the peace. Thank you very much, and that will be all. Anybody else wants to talk about this transmutation or anything else to add to it, they're welcome to. I'll stop here. Thank you again.
Thank you, my dear Moshe. Thank you so much. How beautifully you explained peace, really. Transmutation, and we are transmutating ourselves into this peaceful world now we are in now. And well, of course, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. And there was something I wanted to say, that the good news is because of the test and all these things Mr. Keshe does to progress the technology in practicity, we don't need to all elevate one by one to illuminate, to get the light enlightened, just one by one, our way going up the hill. He shows that if one of us gets enlightened, the soul of physicality of others close get enlightened at the same time. So that's a breakthrough, that we don't have to individually do the hard work. We just need people who are enlightened between us, and the whole surrounding becomes enlightened. I noticed that in the history. I was seeing one teacher, one prophet comes, and in 20 years, 15 years, changes the whole culture. And I was wondering, how is it happening? Now I understood. One, and then two, three, four people are enlightened, and the whole people around are getting enlightened, are changed. They are becoming reset. They have lost their bad habits and becoming the good ones with good values. So that was the good news. I was just noticing that maybe it's good to know that we can elevate faster than what we were thinking before individually by attaching to one who is enlightened, and the whole group gets enlightened. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehran. So beautiful you say. Thank you so much. And yes, peace is beyond victory or defeat, as both came from the same soul, now going again to the same soul. So the game is over. Peace is now compulsory. I will say mandatory to every soul. So peace is there. So this is written in Bhagavad Gita. So peace is necessary. Now all we have to be in peace, and I will welcome people, welcome souls to join the peace treaty, to sign the peace treaty with your soul of pen of soul, with your soul pen. And really, this is so necessary now, to be in peace, to understand what is going on, to see the truth with your inner eye. So I will say, be in peace, dear beautiful souls, in your way. So this duality has came from one soul. But when we understand peace, this duality is going again to the soul, the oneness. So thank you. Thank you so much, Moshfik, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, Mehran. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. Anybody else like to come forward?
Hi, Rick. It's Dean. So I will say something. Thank you to all the wonderful and beautiful souls that have just presented this transmutation. So transmutation can be, as we know, an energy that is in wherever you focus. So we can focus something, and we know that if you position one magnet next to another magnet, people say polarity or whatever you want to call it, the magnetic field interaction. And they find a position and they connect. And then you move this magnet, and the other one just, there's a field between them. They don't touch in physicality, but it moves. The physicality is moving with the other physicality, but that interaction between, that space gap, that energy flow is a transmutation between the elements of the physical matter. We all can transmute our intention and focus it where we wish it to be, where we wish it to be. So, and if this intention, Mr. Keshe and the Universal Council and many of the knowledge seekers know that when it's a pure intention, that's direct from your soul, from the Creator. And this happens mostly when you're unaware of it. Sometimes we make these wishes, these transmutation wishes, and they have a field interaction. But it's funny how sometimes when you're walking around, it's I don't know, it's a very hot day or something, and the sun's beaming down on you, and you feel very hot, and you've just been climbing, or you're doing some work or something, and you think, God, it's hot at the moment, and all of a sudden you get that breeze, that little wind that just brushes across your face, and it's because you connected, you made this, the soul interaction, and the creation brought you this breeze just to bring you some relief in that moment. And it's those moments when the pure intention, where you don't even realize you're doing it. So you're not consciously thinking, you're connecting. And that transmutation can be very, very powerful. So we can position ourselves. It's like a planet or a sun next to a planet. It brings its cosmic rays, it brings its interactions into a position, and then those rays, or that field strength of a motion from the sun, transmits through the space gap and then starts to interact from a viewpoint of a physical being or a non-physical being on the surface. That transmutation we can all experience from micro to macro. So, I talk of a planet or a sun. We talk about the sun of enlightenment. We talk about the sun within us, the soul. The soul that sits, or part of it that sits within you, can connect to any other soul, and when they interact, you get this rubbing together of the fields, and then you can start to create the matter. So we are giving you the responsibility to be peaceful and to transmit this condition, give this field strength of transmutation of your soul, which is, as we all know, we've said it many times and we all know it, we feel it, unlimited. So the only limitation is thinking. And in that space gap of the words is where the energy flows. So by elevating the soul, your own soul and the other souls, giving from your soul, go to that position where you can feel the field strength of it and keep doing it. Repetition sometimes is a beautiful thing. That's why I like the foundation is doing this, or the Universal Council are now bringing forward where you can be present every 3 hours with the intention to elevate the world leaders or the leaders. And so that transmutation is a space gap. And in our consciousness of reality of the physical plane, we have on this planet something called a calendar, time. The fields are very slow, and so time is a condition that we focus on, and I need to get up now, and I need to have some breakfast, or I need to whatever it is, a function, an interaction. But the function and the interaction of the soul is constant, like the sun, and it's shining. And you can make that connection by being present with the ethos of peace. So the ethos of peace, connect with that at any moment at any time, and you can then transmute the thought process or the interaction wherever you need it to be. And if it's a pure interaction, and you know, when you have interactions with wonderful, you know, young animals or children or whatever, their intention is so pure. They don't think of things. They just do it. We need to become that child again that interacts without intentions or to harm. So it's that intention of peace, you know, that bewilderment of the joy of being present. And then when you transmute that to another, that energy source, they will receive it with an amazing love and care. And that is not just the physical form of one person to another. It can be, you know, your relative or your interactions with another that is not present now in a physical form, but the essence of them, you know, that soul interaction is always present. So with that, we can connect with energies, you know, in all dimensions and all spaces. That space gap of the transmutation of the magnetic fields of creation, and it's instant communication. There is no time lag. It's instant. So this is where the responsibility of the peace within us, you know, becomes, you know, evident to those that have reached an enlightenment stage or are present within the universal community, because they feel and sense and know it before you even think it. And that is where the you know, the next stage for humanity to become peaceful with inside our own structure. So a transmutation. Thank you all for listening, and I think we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Okay, next, I believe we have the video for Keep the Keshe Foundation Free for Humanity, become a trial volunteer. And I will play that now.
Keep Keshe Foundation free for humanity. Become a trial volunteer. And Mr. Keshe is making every effort to keep Keshe Foundation free and independent, and out of control of the multinational corporations. Therefore, we need more knowledge seekers with certain health conditions to come forward and be part of the trials and test. It's different than volunteering for big corporations with huge budgets. For one thing, they pay you to put experimental drugs inside your body because you are taking a risk. With plasma science, it is totally opposite. You are working with plasma fields that cannot damage you, and usually your condition changes or goes away. But you have to pay for it because it's an act of love to help bring the change to humanity. Please, if you can consider volunteering for these trials, not only do you benefit, but you bring benefit to others.
This is the tooth of a child, and you can see it literally to the flesh. And this is very few weeks later. Where the tooth is literally recovering and growing. And when you see the changes are so fundamental. And this is what our doctors and dentists are achieving. This is a life of misery, pain, tooth extraction. And this is today, a few weeks later. And you walk away for all the problems. How far this will go? Will it become a complete tooth in the next 6 months, 12 months? And would we see the changes? Because if you're a dentist, and if you're an ordinary man, you can understand the difference between the two. No chemicals, no medicine, nothing was used. The target of our dentists and doctors is to grow tooth where it has gone. It's been pulled out if it's possible. It's been the dream of the dentists. And using the new technology by them, I'm sure they will try. As you can see, the difference between the two is very clear. We see new bones, new structures, new covers appear. It's the same for us with the what we call the world of salinity. Can we create the condition? Would you like to change the screen, please, Rick? Can we come to the point that with application of the remote, we can deliver directly, for example, to build a piece of wall of a heart of a baby the way we did with a tooth from thousands of kilometers away without open heart surgery? Can we rebuild part of a kidney which has been damaged in your dialysis machine? Can our doctors with a new technology remove kidney stone without any intervention? Do they need to change the salinity within a kidney for the stone to melt within a few sessions? And now you understand why we tell you, volunteer. Do you want me to go to multinationals and tie your hand with research? Or do you want to do it yourself and help the others and our doctors to understand? We are not in medical practices. We are in elevation of the soul, how the soul decides to change the what we call dimension within dimension of physicality. And secondly, all these trials is done by the doctors. We are providers of the knowledge. So, if you want to see if it works, if it can bring a new understanding for us, volunteer. And opposite to the other researchers or doctors and institutions where they go out and look for billions to pay scientists to find out, Keshe Foundation asks you to pay for, as volunteer, for us to learn, for scientists to bring the new dimension.
Thank you, my dearest. Thank you so much. Needs and wishes, dear beautiful souls. And before the wishes, I is there any comment or any question any beautiful soul wants to ask? As we are all knowledge seekers, there will be an interaction between beautiful souls. So I welcome if somebody asks anything, want to share anything or any comment. Welcome, welcome.
I'm just looking through here. What happened there?
Didn't touch anything.
Either. Recording stopped. Recording in progress. I don't know if we had, I think we had an interruption in the recording. Okay. Elizabeth, did you want to say something?
No, not really. Again, read that wish so.
Yes. Thank you, my
universe.
dearest. Okay.
With the universal council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal.
We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of this planet.
Well, let me see. I don't see any other needs and wishes. There was a request from Salamia in the chat, and that's been addressed by Lissy, who has passed on the message to Dean. So we should be good there. And there was one thing I'll just say before we continue. There was a suggestion by an anonymous person, let's say, that a noise-free environment and background when talking would be beneficial for the foundation. And it's a suggestion for the Universal Council in general that members should conduct themselves in a professional manner by recognizing that new and different sectors of the society are present to listen. And then the comments, so a noise-free environment or background when talking would be beneficial for the foundation. And respectively entered. So I can understand that. Sweta, you've had some really loud background. We hear dogs barking right now, for example. And
Yes,
I think
yes, I
that's
know,
what he's
and I
talking about.
apologize.
And
Yes,
it was so
I
loud I couldn't
understand.
even hear your voice at times. And so that was kind of annoying. But on the other hand, Mr. Keshe said in our transmutation sessions, whereas the rule is to be quiet, basically, everyone is to be having the microphones open, but you're not supposed to make noise. But when people do make noise, there is an instance where someone was making some noise in the background, and some people found it irritating, and they put in the chat that person, we have to, silence them because they are creating a disturbance and so on and so forth. But Mr. Keshe said that it was actually the person that complained about the person causing the disturbance was more of a transgression, actually. So interesting way to look at it, because generally he was, always telling us you have to be quiet or we will turn off your microphone, which he does in many instances. But in this particular case, it was different. And he's also said that in relation to even the minute of silence, that it could be, you can deliver the message, you can deliver the feeling and the connection without having a minute. It can be done in an instant and should be done in an instant. It shouldn't take you a minute, he said. But on the other hand, for us slow humans that respond to background noise and need a full minute to collect our thoughts and get into that space of peace to be able to give from our soul. I guess we need some lenience there.
Yes.
So,
But I'll say here I get very little time, a space for silence. But Anonymous, my dear, I apologize. I will follow what you said.
Well,
I will try
yes.
my best.
No need. The universe is a very busy, I think, and noisy place with a lot of interactions going on.
Almost chaotic, yes.
Yeah, we need to get used to that and practice in a noisy environment if you can master that.
And we see that from Shweta in terms of she exudes peace and joy in the midst of what we hear as chaos in the background, right?
Yes.
And Moshfegh can have that sometimes. It's not as bad, but he gets the beeps and sounds of traffic and what they used to, especially, but not so much now. And that's been part of that, what you guys have had to endure in a way. And for me, my worst interruption is my cat coming through the window in the middle of a broadcast or something, because he likes to knock on the window and I have to open it. And that's not even a distraction. So I have it easy compared to you guys. So, but one thing that can be done is to adjust the Zoom settings in your device. And there's different ways to eliminate the background noise through the Zoom settings. So that might be useful.
Yes, yes, I will take care of that. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta.
Okay, now we dealt with that, and wasn't going to bring it up, but I think we needed to address it as a group here. And it's true, I think, that for a more professional edge to the program, the less background noise, the better, generally speaking, unless we're trying to actually demonstrate a point, which I think Shweta was demonstrating very well. And like you said, Mark, it's in life is not always completely peaceful, and in fact it's quite chaotic, and getting even more so out in the world and with the world leaders and so on. And right now at this moment we have things going on in Washington DC with the meeting of the United Nations in America. And that's a big thing. There's a lot of friction going on, and probably we're going to hear some big changes happening through that organization today and the following days. But we shall see.
Yes, there will be changes. Many, many changes, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, my dear beautiful soul. As we are here to serve, not to be served, the UN is going to do the same thing. We all have to do that, the service for each other, to love each other, to say, I love you to each other. Stay in peace, beautiful soul, always. In between the chaos. Thank you. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Suswagatam again into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy and totality and beauty of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of beautiful souls, universal souls, all souls in existence, dear beautiful souls. So welcome, follow, hug, love each other, come home in Keshe Foundation. Thank you. And salam, namaste, salute, the Universal Council.
Excellent. Thank you, Shweta. And somehow the dogs were calm now. So I don't know what
yes,
did, some kind of magic.
Everything is over now. They are calm.
Hello, Rick. Can I next lead those words? Please share with your community to declaration. They start the week of the peace because reinforce that intention across the planet. Thank you so much, because we are the soul of the peace. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, well, that brings to a close our 397th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. Whoops, my sharing is not sharing. Just get me together here. Here we go. And for Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. And thank you very much to all the members and support members of the Universal Council for presenting today's program. A very auspicious day, the beginning of a new millennium of peace. So I hope you all have a peaceful day and find that peaceful place within yourself to create the joy that we need on the planet. All right, let me see. Our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, September 24th, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time, which is the same as 10 p.m. today on Tuesday, September 23rd in Pacific Time. That is my time, my local time. And it's open to anyone who would like to discuss things of the plasma nature, plasma science nature. And if you have something to present, that's a good place to present it as far as devices or other experiments in plasma technology. Okay, let me see what else. I think that's it for now. And
then hello, how about some peaceful dance?
Yes, well, it's going to mention we have the Knowledge Seekers workshop coming up on the 25th at the usual 9 a.m. Central European Time. And yes, we will conclude with our usual dance,
dance and clap.
And
be in peace, be in joy, beautiful souls. Always, always blessings of Ma. Dancers.
May you go continue your day with joy. And yes, we'll end with some clapping and dancing with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark, for co-hosting once again. And thanks to Grok for our background image today. And thank you, everybody, for attending. Bye for now.